Welcome back, Town of Morrisville citizens, to another great episode of the Code Corner. Today, we'd like to talk to you about grilling safety. As you can see, we're standing here with a nice grill in the backyard, getting back into some family fun. One of the first things that we see, the grill is pretty close to the home. This grill can heat up to excess over 300 to 400 degrees, causing this vinyl siding to melt, causing a home fire. Annually, there's over 10,000 home fires due to grilling. 19,000 injuries related to grilling in the backyard. So we want to give you a few tips that can help you out for you and your family to have a safe summer in grilling.
Thank you for that great introduction, Captain Salter. Town of Morrisville says, Mr. Salter said, we're going to use some good safety tips from the Fire Marshal's office. This particular grill is a pellet style grill. It has a box on the side with a temperature gauge which feeds pellets into the bottom of it for fire. There's charcoal, LP gas, or natural gas grills as well out there. One of the big concerns that Captain Salter touched on is this being too close to the siding. Not only siding, but deck or any kind of combustible items. To keep them away, we recommend a good 10 feet of a safe zone around that grill, and that also touches on keeping dogs, any kind of pets, and children out of that zone. Once you're finished cooking, either it be charcoal, pellet, or gas grills, leave them out to cool. Do not put them up to storage immediately. When you remove your charcoal or exposed pellets or ash out of the bottom, we recommend putting them in a metal container to cool after the fact. And then we always recommend during grilling to have some kind of extinguishing agent, a water extinguisher or an ABC extinguisher, just in case a fire does start, and a phone at your ready in case you can't handle the fire.
Assistant Fire Marshal McLaurin, thank you for those great outside grilling tips. Now we're going to move it inside and talk about kitchen safety and burns. To do this, we're going to ask Captain Brian Alexander to come in to explain.
How you doing, Captain Salter?
Doing well, sir.
All right, so to talk about kitchen safety inside, one of the biggest things we need to worry about is pan and pot safety on the oven. With the handles always turned to the outside. If they're in this direction, child or loose clothing could catch on it, knock it over. Hot stuff will end up with scalds and burns, and we'll talk about those later. One of the other things you want to do is make sure you use mitts and make sure they're dry. If wet ones are touching something hot, they could scald you from the inside and cause burns also. One of the other things here too is it could get busy, so always try to have a kid-free zone or a pet-safe zone so nobody will actually come into contact with the stove while you're cooking.
Captain Alexander, thank you for those great tips of cooking safety. We want to end this with burns. Make sure you're not putting butter, mustard, or coming over here to the sink and trying to dry it off. We don't want any creams or gels, anything on the burn as first responders get there, so we can take a look at it to make sure what depth the burn is and what we have to do. Town of Morrisville citizens, I'd like to thank you for spending time with us on this great episode of the Code Corner. And as always, live well, live connected.